What's good, Rag Squad? Welcome back to the channel, and today we have the all-new redesigned 2022 Honda Civic. Featured today is the top-of-the-line touring trim, courtesy of Legend Honda. So make sure you go check out their inventory in the description below. Starting off up front, we have an all-new redesigned front end with the smoke housing for your full LED headlights with automatic high beams, LED DRLs, and LED turn signals. Down below in the lower bumper, we have those LED fog lights in the flat black housing, as well as integrated parking sensors on this touring trim level. Moving on to the side, we have a mix of gray and bright chrome-like finish for the 19-inch rims. These are wrapped in 235, 40, or 19 tires like you'd find on the Accord. As we move along, we have a floating design side mirrors with
This
LED
being an all-new
turn
Civic
signals
Touring
and
and Honda's
blind
latest
spot
sedan.
monitor.
The MSRP is about $29,200 for this one. Here's a window sticker. You could go ahead, pause the video, and look at all the options and standard features on this Civic Touring. Under the hood, we have the 1.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, making 180 horsepower, and of course paired to Honda's CVT transmission with paddle shifters. As we continue to the back of the 2022 Civic Touring, we see a neat combination of LED and incandescent for the inverted L-shaped taillights. As shown in the front, these taillights continue with that smoked finish, giving it a very sporty and sleek look. Also, that Touring badge very proud and prominent on its deck lid. In the lower bumper, we continue with the integrated parking sensors, as well as your backup camera and trunk release button above the license plate bracket. I really like the way Honda didn't overdo its new Civic. It's really clean and simple just for everyday use. The trunk is wide enough to get about 3 suitcases in there. Below that trunk floor, you have a full-size spare, a jack, and your repair mobility kit. Now, as we transition to the interior, this is where we see the most drastic changes for this model year, as the Civic Touring features full leather perforation on its seats, as well as contrasted stitching for a simple but elegant look. The passenger seats are also powered as well as heated in this Touring trim level. The center console features 2 large cup holders as well as more controls for the driver. Now for the driver's zone, we feature an adjustable steering column as well as powered seats, which is expected at $30,000. The most interesting part of the newly redesigned interior is the driver's zone, as the steering wheel is thin and sleek. I prefer the much thicker one in the Accord for a sporty experience, but the overall seating position is really comfortable. If I should cover the steering wheel emblem, I doubt you would recognize this as a Honda to begin with. Centered and upright on its dashboard is an all-new 9-inch infotainment system. To the right of the steering wheel is a start-stop button. Just put your foot on the brake and press the start. As this Civic comes to life, you see a first for Honda with its all-new fully digital instrument panel for the driver. Both sides are fully customizable with your digital speed readout in bold in the center. As you apply your brakes or your turn signal, a cool little graphic shows up on the dash, as well as to the right of the steering wheel. You have your controls for the Honda Sensing driver assistance system. We have adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, as well as your controls to customize your screen. Behind the steering wheel, you have your paddle shifters to control your upshifts and downshifts, even though it's a CVT transmission. To the left of the wheel, you have your headlight control for your automatic high beams and fog lights. As you move closer to the door, you find this really premium finish AC vent featuring an aluminum trim and a really tactile feeling toggle in the center to channel the air. Below that are shortcut buttons for your parking sensors, traction control, and the full suite of Honda Sensing driver assistance. Moving to the center, you see the same theme carried over with these premium looking and feeling AC controls with a tactile feeling click as you adjust the temperatures. For your climate controls, you have hard physical buttons but more upscaled. These are similar to the ones we have in the current Accord, so you are getting a good value for your money on an entry-level car. Below that is a wireless charging slot for your iPhone, as the Touring trim features wireless CarPlay as well as wireless charging and other USB connections found in the Accord and CRV. Mounted in the center is a gear lever control for your CVT transmission. This may be the only flaw of this car so far, as Honda has a 10-speed auto in the Accord Sport 2.0Ts, their Tourins, and Civic Type Rs, but not for the new Civic. We have three drive modes for the car: Normal, Eco, and Sport, all of which gives a different graphic on the driver digital gauges. New to the Civic Touring is a 12-speaker Bose sound system with two speakers on the driver and passenger seat pillars. This is overall a very crisp, clear, and strong system, which is a big upgrade over the previous Civic. As far as interior goes, the 2022 Civic Touring is really impressive, with a standard size sunroof, good quality materials, and spacious with enough leg and headroom for any adult. The back seats are roomy enough for the car's overall size, with features such as two USB charging ports and a cup holder between the seat and backrest. The same leather treatment continues around the back, leaving you with a nicely pointed interior if you decide to buy the Civic Touring. The doors are pointed just as the ones up front, with a subtle gloss black trim accented with the same satin aluminum finish of the door handles. The handles are also complemented by the same non-fingerprint material, making it even better at keeping your new Civic clean. As far as storage goes inside the new Civic, there's a reasonable sized glove box to fit a few documents, but it's a bit of a letdown as there's not much other than the center console and door pockets. But for a car in this class, it gets the job done against its competitors, so that's something to look into if you really wanted to buy one for new Civics. To wrap things up, we head back to the outside of the car for one last look. The 2022 Civic also features a smart entry system with its slightly new key fob with remote start. You can unlock the doors by using the touch sensors behind the door handle or the lock sensitive button on top of the handles. These are all standard features of a Touring trim, but mostly standard on every Civic for 2022. Special thanks to Legend Honda here in Jacksonville, North Carolina for letting me drop this video for you guys. So don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you on next video. Roger out.